Hey guys, for several months I've been thinking about a relationship that I was in over a year ago. And recently I decided that I wanted to make a video to share my thoughts, feelings, and lessons that I've learned from that relationship. So sit down and listen to how I basically ruined one of the greatest relationships I've ever been in. So I guess for starters is how we met. I was at this college and I was waiting for my class to start, so I sat outside in the hallway. And if I remember, it was April Fool's Day. And on the opposite end of the hall was this girl who is inflating these balloons outside of this office. And I looked up and she looked up, and we both just awkwardly waved at each other. And it was weird because like the hallway was kind of semi long, so it was very funny. This is like this random stranger waves at you from the other end of the hallway, and they wave back. Um, I walked up to her and I asked her about her prank, and it was basically to surprise her boss. Um, After that, we shared some information and started talking. And I liked how we started talking because it wasn't forced. It wasn't something that you went into planned out with some type of game plan on what to say or how to say something. Um, it was just natural. It was free. It was fluid. And we got to learn more about each other. We learned about each other's interests and dislikes, our passions and hobbies, and career goals, and what we wanted out of life, what were our ambitions and aspirations. And I found her very intriguing because, unlike a lot of exes that I had, she actually knew what she wanted out of life. She actually had a career goal. She actually knew how to achieve that. And it was different from being with somebody that didn't know what they wanted out of life, that didn't know what future they wanted. It was different from somebody who didn't even know how to get there. Um, Another thing that I thought was very amazing about her was that she genuinely did care. And I know it's just like something that's cheesy to say, but when you've been pretty much in relationships where you've done all the work, when you were the one building a relationship, where you were the one building the connection, when you were the one doing most of the work to get to know your partner or your significant other, it's it's almost this alien feeling when you're with someone that genuinely actually does want to know more about you, that genuinely does encourage you to be the best that you can be, that genuinely does want the best for you and want you to be happy. It's weird. It's almost like you feel like you've just been dropped on a different planet entirely. And I like that about her because she encouraged me to pursue philosophy. She encouraged me to pursue poetry. She and her friends had encouraged me to pursue screenwriting because I made some pretty funny comedy skits according to both of them, and writing books. And it was completely different. It was this weird feeling because for a good part of my life, I felt like I didn't belong. I felt like I was like this outsider. I just was this piece that just didn't fit in any place. Like I was either too much of something or too little of something. And being with her and being around some of her close friends, it felt like I fit somewhere. That I was the final piece of a puzzle, and I wouldn't trade this spot for anything else in the world. That I knew something. I was around people that genuinely cared about me, that genuinely liked me for who I was, for all my weird personality quirks, and for all my weird characteristics. They actually liked me. They appreciated me. They enjoyed my company. And it's different. It's different because when you've been in toxic friendships and toxic relationships where people just tolerate you or people use you, it's it's almost therapeutic to be around people that actually do care about you. And to me, I consider her my queen because to me, she was just that type of person. I really considered her to be beyond, like above and beyond everyone else that I have knew. And I think I still consider her that way to this day. But I think we get to the part where I've screwed up and ruined the relationship. Um, there like when like when relationships hit like rocky parts and conflicts and stuff, it's good to talk it out and have healthy discussions and try to reach a compromise. And that's where I ruined the relationship, because there were points where we didn't agree, or there was some conflict at career goals and political views and other things like that. And instead of, it being a fair discussion where we both heard each other out, I was over assertive with my own point of view and my own perspective, and I didn't try to hear her out. I didn't try to hear her point. I just immediately dismissed it. And this wasn't a once or twice type of thing. This was in a good bit of the discussions. I didn't try to reach a compromise with her. I wanted her to see my way of thinking, my way of things. And over time, that didn't do anything good for the relationship. If anything, it distanced us. It made this distance grow between me and her, to the point that we broke up. And I'm gonna say the breakup was devastating, because it's one thing to lose something or someone who you didn't really value in the first place, but it's another thing to lose this person or this precious thing that's close to you that you truly value, whose value that you knew, that you've treated this thing so preciously, and you try to hold on to it. And I think that's another thing that went wrong, is that during the breakup I tried to hold on and fix it. And it's like breaking a vase and you try to glue it back together. It's like trying to glue a broken vase back together, and you end up having this, broken shard mess of glue. And that's what happened. In trying to hold on and trying to fix this already broken relationship, I was distancing her even further from me, and I was already ruining everything in the end. And it was just, I guess another reason it was hard for me to let go was because this was someone that I had finally lowered my walls down to. Because I was in some pretty toxic relationships in the past, and the one before that was extremely toxic. This was someone that I had opened up all my secrets to, and they backstabbed me. So when I had gotten to this relationship, I had my walls up. But when I found that I felt like I had somewhere I belonged, somewhere that I truly fit in, and somewhere that I was truly happy to be, I didn't want to lose that. And I wanted to hold on to it. And I wanted to hold on to this person because this person was someone I lowered my walls down to. I told them everything. I told them how I felt, all my own internal demons that I've had, that I've been struggling with. And it's tough. I know, like, I'm a difficult person to handle. I'm a difficult person to be with when it comes to my own personal demons. But I was with someone that actually looked at those demons and literally looked me in the eye like it was no problem. Like, even then, we can still overcome this. And when the relationship was coming to an end, I didn't want to lose that person. And by trying to hold on to that person, I inevitably pushed them away. And I don't know. If I knew what I knew now, I would probably punch myself in the past. But in the breakup, in like the final end of the breakup, I kind of was learning lessons left and right, especially with compromise, because one of my friends was talking about how their friends didn't try to hear their point of view and their perspective, and how it was really irritating because you can't get your point across to these people. And it was like they were shining a mirror into my face, and I saw a reflection of myself in their friends. And it was then that I learned how much of a douchebag I was being, or how much of a douchebag I was in the relationship. This person that genuinely did love me, that genuinely did want to fix this relationship and keep this relationship with me, I didn't even give them a chance to explain their point of view. I didn't even give them a chance to get their point across, to express themselves. And by trying to over-enforce my own perspective, I made them afraid to share theirs. And that's what made the relationship toxic. And that lesson was being repeatedly hammered into me every day after that. Because I was just learning it, and you reflect on it. It's like pagan men said in Far Cry 4. Women, they can tell you they love you and really mean it. Men, they only really love you in hindsight, when it's too late. And that's kind of what had happened. I felt like there genuinely was a connection, but in my own sense of trying to enforce my own point of view, and in trying to be a little bit too guarded, I created this wall. And every time she was climbing over that wall, I just put up another one, and that just messed it all up. It messed it all up. And I don't know. Like, now that I reflect on the relationship and I reflect on everything, I miss her, you know? I miss her. But it's not something that I can do anything about. It's like you can't force somebody to come back. You can't force a relationship to happen again. Somebody has to mutually want that. You both have to mutually want that. You both have to mutually sit down and basically try to create a clean slate. And at this point, I think they've already moved on with their life. And I'm still trying to move on with my life. Maybe in the future there will probably be a clean slate. I don't freaking know. But all I do know is that when you have someone that genuinely does care about you, that genuinely does want to see you happy, that encourages you to be the best of your own abilities, and they genuinely want to have this healthy connection with you and this healthy relationship, you should try to fully appreciate them. You should try to listen. Doesn't mean that you have to be walked over. It doesn't mean that you have to be manipulated or used, because there's going to be a lot of people in this world that will manipulate you, that will use you for their own materialism, that will use you for their own pleasures and desires. But when you have someone that just genuinely wants to see you happy, that's a rarity. That's a rarity, because a lot of people in this world don't care about you. A lot of people in this world can care less if your feelings are hurt. They can care less what happens to you. And a lot of toxic friendships and relationships I was in, I was forced to pretty much suppress my own interests, my own hobbies, my own personality, so I could be compatible with my friends and some of the people I was dating. But I had finally found this person that I didn't have to suppress myself with. Someone that was just completely out of this world to me, you know. And I blew it. Like, it was completely different. It wasn't a situation where someone else messed up or someone else cheated. No, I screwed it up. And I have to own up to that. I have to basically live with that. That's one of the mistakes that has been in my life. But like a Facebook post that I had saw on Facebook, the message of it was that with every breakup, with every heartbreak, with every relationship, we are molded into a better partner for the person that we are supposed to be with. So every single bad relationship I've been in, no matter how toxic it was, no matter how hurtful it was, or no matter how great it was, it is basically shaping me to become a better person. I'm learning something from each and every relationship. In one relationship, I was too trusting. In another relationship, I was too overprotective. And this one, I didn't bother to hear the other person out. I didn't bother to have a fair, open-minded discussion. I didn't try to listen to them. And with each relationship, with each failure, I learned something different. And I tried to take that into a new relationship. And so I can only hope that the next relationship I'm in is good and it's healthy and that it's genuinely with someone that cares as much as the person in the previous relationship did. I don't know if the person in the previous relationship is going to watch my video. I don't know, because but this is Varro. If you've had a toxic relationship, or if you've had a relationship that was almost perfect but it was just something happened and screwed it up, definitely type up a comment in the comment section. Tell me your story. Like, comment, show some support for the channel, and subscribe.